Howdy, my name is Allaryin, and I am trying miserably to herd chickens. Get over here. They are... well, I'm herding chickens. This is going to take a while, so let me continue to herd said chickens. And I've got a long way to go. I've got 600 meters, 700 meters to go before home. Every 100 or so feet they stop. We have to restart them. I hope it doesn't get nighttime. This is a bad place to be at night. So yeah, herding chickens. I will be back shortly. We're almost there. I've seen probably 15 chickens in my time. I've never had more than 5 in tow, but I have 2 more with me as we go through the tunnel. I will get these into the pasture with the 1 other chicken that I had caught earlier. And, yeah. Oh, come. Okay, there we go. They were just stuck in that pond for like 5 minutes. They're so close, I can smell it. And we're here. Alright. Well then. That was entertaining. In that time, I picked up 9 eggs. That's how long we walked those chickens. We walked those chickens about 600 meters, and 3 survived. So, we succeeded in 10 eggs. So yeah. 4 chickens. Still unnerved that you get XP for breeding animals, but whatever. Where's the... there's... I made a gate through on this side. So yeah, welcome to episode 16 of My Life with Industrial Craft. I'm going to head in here, stop for a moment because that was frustrating, and I will be back with the plans for today's builds and things. Alright, so night has fallen since I, and of course there are new versions of mods available. What do we got? Looks like just a new version of NEI. I'm not too concerned about that. So yeah, we're back. And the chickens have basically just been left to sit there, so I should have 4 adult chickens now at this point. Nope, the baby still hasn't matured. That's fine. Oh. Yeah, so my daughter's house, she built it up a little taller. I'm also gonna I'm trying an experiment with this episode, just recording at a lower screen resolution. This is only 720p. We'll see if... oh, puppy, you can get up. It's okay. You don't have to sit there like that. We'll see if the 720 penis of it all makes... yes, I said that word. I'm sorry. That was unintentional. So, I've decided that... well, first of all, you know what? We've got those animals. Let's make a farm for them. The feed station from Railcraft is a steel plate, some wood planks, and 4 golden carrots. Golden carrots are no problem. Wood, obviously, is no problem. But steel plates require, well, steel for one. We have steel from other mods, so we don't have that particular Railcraft dependency. I have plenty of steel that I've been hoarding because I knew it would become an issue later. Let me actually dump all of my ores out. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of ore here. Let's go ahead and get that there. Wait a minute, was that obsidian in there? That was. Okay, there we go. And in here, nope. In here, we'll toss that obsidian. So yeah, we need to be able to make steel plates. The way you do that is with a rolling machine. And so we need to make a rolling machine. A rolling machine is powered by Buildcraft Power. It's basically Railcraft's powered crafting table. They're not that expensive. A crafting table, 4 pistons, and 4 pieces of iron. So let's see if we have a spare crafting table. We do. Let's just make sure we have some iron on hand out of the actual box where those things come from. And let's go. To our trusty piston machine. You laughed at me when I said I was going to make a bunch of these, didn't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Easily the recipe that warrants this sort of thing the most early on. Alright, so pistons, crafting table, and iron, if I remembered correctly. Yay, we did it. Alright, and the rolling machine is going to go here. And it looks like a crafting table. It draws power. Speaking of power, how is this doing? This is doing fine. And we're still net positive on power. Okay. Even though the steam engine here is done burning the last log that I fed it. I should totally, you know, we're also going to compress all of that sawdust into charcoal. But for now, we need to make 1 stack of steel plates. We click it to start it crafting, otherwise it'll just sit there doing nothing. Dink, and we got our steel plates. It's not that bad. And the energy is still going up. This machine is a well-behaved box. It doesn't leak power. You know, there's one thing that I haven't shown. We extended down here. I've started excavating down here. I'd actually done this before last episode. So this will be the new storage and logistics stuff. I will probably try to set up some kind of automated sorting something in here. But that's been there since last episode. I just hadn't never gone down there because it's not ready. It's not done yet. Let's go ahead and make some golden carrots. Golden carrots are gold nuggets and carrots. We have plenty of gold for something like this. Wow. Okay. So let's see. I need to make 4 of them. Because we're only really interested right now in auto breeding. You know what? In automatically breeding the what's it called again? The chickens. We cannot. I don't really need automatic cow production. Had there been a significant need for leather, then I'd be making one of these for the cattle. But there isn't, so I'm not worried. Let's get some wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what was it? Was this the recipe? I think this was the recipe. You are not the machine I'm looking for. You are. Recipe for the feed station. Oh, I had it rotated. Okay. There we go. Feed station. And what we are going to do is we are going to take half a stack of seeds, no more, and use it to feed chickens. We will take half a stack of seeds, and we will... Hello, puppy. And we will set up the feed station just in the middle of the chicken pen. I think this is as far as I'm going to automate things for the moment. Puppy can stay right there. That's your new guard post for now. Feed station in the middle of the chicken coop. And seeds. Chickens eat seeds. So hopefully, when chickens get close enough, let's just watch this for a few seconds and see if this works. It's possible there's a bug in this version. I really hope there isn't, but you never know. It's also possible that these chickens have bred too recently to count. If that's the case, then... Look, chicken. Food. Oh, yep, okay. Sure enough. Chicken. See, it used one of the seeds. Maybe. Oh, there we go. 2 chickens in love and baby chicken. Excellent. Whoa, that was a herd of chicken. That just made 4 babies. Alright, this is totally worthwhile. I'm not gonna harvest the cotton because we have way more than enough for now. So yeah, that will probably work very well. We'll come back and see how that worked out later. Butcher, down to 6 or 7 chickens left. Just leave that, I guess maybe 6 or 8 chickens just as a basic operating level, and go from there. Now that that's out of the way, because I need the reason for this is I need feathers to really progress much in Thaumcraft, and I need feathers to progress in Mistcraft, which is the other thing I really want to get into. Since we're waiting for chickens to grow so they can die, I figure let's go ahead and do the factorization stuff, because I don't know, because I haven't ever done it. So let's figure that out. The first thing I know I need is I need a battery, because you need electricity before you can make electricity, apparently. Oh my. It's probably this one, I think. Yes, it's this one. Okay. So this requires so yeah, factorization uses a lot of lead. So it uses some lead and some H2SO4 here. The sulfuric acid there's 2 ways to make it. One is with sulfur and coal and a bottle of water. That's no problem. Or we can use gunpowder for its sulfur component. I believe I may have some sulfur? I don't know. If I don't, that's fine. Let's see here. No sulfur in there. Alright, we may not have sulfur. Alright, we'll have to use gunpowder. That's okay. We can make gunpowder if we need to. Gunpowders and mob drops. Yeah, I've got plenty of gunpowder. We'll pop you in there. We'll get you out of here. Go ahead and... Eggs can go in the food box because they are directly edible. They don't need to be mob drops. Food. Alright, so gunpowder, we need a bottle of water. I have bottles in here, don't I? Or are they in the toolbox? Bottles are in the toolbox, okay. So let's fill a bottle with water. I wonder, can I do this? I can't. Okay, fine. Let's see if I can just scoop the water up. That's actually not an infinite source. Let me out! Let's see if... Yep, okay, I can do that. Alright, cool. Bottle of water, check. Coal and 2 gunpowder equals sulfuric acid. I wonder if I can use that as a weapon. I'm not willing to find out just yet. Actually, you know what? You can take those steel plates, because we don't need those right now. We're going to use a lot of those later, but for now, not an item of concern. I need iron, and I'm carrying steel. I only need 4 iron, though, so I'm going to steal those. Steal them, anyways. Lead. Okay, never mind, I do have to go back over here. Because we need lead. I believe I cooked up some lead bars. I did. I'm going to need to cook up a lot more, though. So let's get some lead processing. Your lead. I've been using most of the lead that I've dug on making, leaded glass. But that is about to change. So just all of you go nuts, and you'll cook up nicely into lead bars, which will go into the buffer up here. Okay. So, battery. Use sulfur and iron and lead to get a factorization battery. And it starts fully charged because it takes the charge from the acid and the lead. It's a lead acid battery. All right. The next thing I think we need, let's look at uses for this battery. The uses for the battery, it's actually used to make magnets. And I guess you can use wire. I don't know what that's all about. But you can use the battery in a recipe to magnetize a piece of iron. I guess you wrap a bunch of lead around the iron and then you zap it with the battery to magnetize it. So we need to make lead wire. The recipe for lead wire is simply 3 pieces of lead equals 8 lead wire. So let's get a piece of lead. Hey, silver. We're actually probably going to need, let's go ahead and make 2 batches of that. And now if I really should have picked up more iron than this. If we take this here and wrap it around a piece of iron and hit it with the battery, we'll get a magnet. And it used 40% of the charge on the battery block. Okay, whatever. We can recharge that battery later. But we have a magnet. Uses for that magnet are we use magnets to make motors. I actually need to make 2 motors eventually I need to make 2 motors. I can get away with 1 right now, so let's do that. Let's see what these insulated coils are, though, because clearly I'm going to need to grab more iron. Recipe for the insulated coil is a piece of clay surrounded by more lead. So I need tons and tons and tons of lead. Let's see if I have any. That may actually be clay. Do I not have any clay left? I thought I had some. Alright, I'm going to, let's see here. I'm actually going to check, do we have any more lead in this box? I do not have any more lead in that box. Okay, so I'm going to let the lead that we have cook up. I'm going to sleep through the night. Is that a skeleton? Nope, it's a birch tree. Alright, I'm going to sleep through the night, let the lead finish cooking up, and then I'm going to go hunting for, I'm going to go dig another batch of clay, because we probably need a bunch more. And while I'm digging for that, I won't bore you with my exploits of almost drowning. So I will be back in a second. Actually, this isn't too bad. Found another patch of clay right next to my just below the tower. So we will dig this out real fast. A nice fast shovel. Oh, mistake. I shouldn't have gone down for the last little bit. Can we get everything? No, we're going to take damage. Thankfully, though, taking drowning damage no longer knocks you back down. That was the worst thing ever. Because when you were trying to swim out of the water while you were drowning, they would just keep knocking you back in. So yeah, that was actually really convenient. So I needed some clay blocks. Each of those coils required a clay block. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up factorization energy generation. And this is done by using little reflectors they're little silver mirrors that you place on the ground, and those mirrors go to, I don't know, some kind of water turbine thing. Not that, that's a steam turbine, solar turbine, wooden, no, what is it? See, if I look at motor, so many different kinds of motors, but this is the one I want, and I want uses for this motor, and an angular saw. Solar turbine, this is what we want. This is what we're going to make, is not a grinder or a grinder. You can invert them, that's why that. Or a mixer. We're not going to do any advanced factorization stuff just yet. We are going to make a solar turbine here. So that requires a motor and a fan. The fan is just iron. And the, come on you, solar turbine. Glass, that's no big deal, but the motor is, okay, 4 insulated coils. So the recipe for that is 8 lead per coil, plus all of the lead in there. So yeah, this is very, very lead heavy. Thankfully I haven't just turned all of my lead into glass. That should be plenty to work with. All right, I didn't pick up a stack of iron. Let's drop the gold, since we're not using any gold in this build, it looks like. You can go, and you come here. Alright. Clay went in the digging bag, I bet. And let's see here. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 4 pieces of clay. Surrounded by lead gives us an insulated coil. Let's go ahead and bring that recipe up there, because we have our magnet. We have iron, iron, lead, lead, coil, 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 and that gives us our motor. That's a pretty involved, and that took a lot of lead to make that. It looks like making the battery, it didn't consume the lead, or the wire. That's interesting. Well, we've got a bunch of wire. Way more than we probably need, because we're not going to be stretching this very far. I'm just going to set this up next to the red power stuff, I think. So now we need to make that fan blade, which I remember was just this. And we need some glass. Do we have glass already cooked up? We do. Excellent. So, it was glass, it was a motor, and a fan. And that gives us a solar turbine. The other thing we need is some of these mirrors. I think these are it. No? Solar panel. Maybe reflective. Recipe for that. There we go. Okay, just didn't work the first time. Okay, this is silver around a glass pane. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a goodly amount of silver, like a stack of it, and let's make 8 of these reflector mirrors. Looks like we'll need to make our own set of those first. Alright, the other thing that I know I need to do is I need to put the little turbine needs to be above some water. I guess because it's heating steam up and that steam is spinning it. Something like that. Let's go ahead and make 8 of these mirrors. Alright, so we have a battery, we have wire, we have a turbine, and a bucket of water. I believe this is all we need to start factorization energy generating. Where can I set up 8 mirrors? I don't really want to smooth this out. I was planning on putting it just right over here. We may need to, you know, we'll just set it for here. Man, that's kind of hideous going here. All right, let's place, whoa, hello. Let's place these mirrors. Seven, 8, I guess. All right. So those aren't doing much of anything right now. Let's... I don't know why I keep moving this around. I mean, sure, that's even, but it's not going to be even once I... All right, enough of this. You there. And you there for now. And you... And you... And you are an infinite water pool. Because I say so. They're still just sitting there, pointing up at the sun, I guess. I think they actually turn to face the a reflector if it's there. There we go. Oh boy. Dirt. You can go there. The turbine can go there. Okay, the turbine sucked in the water. Yep, sure enough, okay. Some of those mirrors are starting to point at the turbine. I wonder if it's because they received update ticks. So let's go ahead and replace all of the mirrors that aren't tilted. Yeah, that's what it is. It's because they got an update tick when the... So that's turning at a non-snail's pace. I don't know if it's... I guess that one can't go there because it doesn't have a line of sight to the... Not you. It'll be you. Okay. So that's good. Now let's go ahead and run some of this lead wire. This big old fat wire, isn't that? Okay, that's how you place it. Interesting. And we'll go ahead and just set this battery right here for now. That battery is at 60% charge. I placed that. I don't have any kind of... I want some kind of sensor. So there's no UI on that. Clearly it's doing something, though. We might make some more of these, because they were pretty cheap. Alright, it's night. Let's go ahead and figure out what kind of... This is the charge meter. And that's something I can afford. Alright, we need a sign and some sticks. Sticks. A sign. Bonus points for using things that nobody ever uses in recipes. And I think it was wood. So the charge meter. Not steel. Iron, lead, lead. Let's make sure the sun is back out. See how that's doing. That's not bad. I'm gonna play with the positioning on these mirrors, but for now, let's see if I whack that. Sure enough. Okay. So we got 27 charge on there, and there are 10, 1, 2, I guess 10 things interested in the power on this. Why is the storage down to 59? Wasn't it at... Storage was at... Storage at 60% when I placed it? I guess the juice must have flown out of the battery into the wires when I placed them on that run. That sort of makes sense. Yeah, okay, see, it says it's producing 8 power. I don't know what that means. I would expect after this time the total amount of charge would have gone up. Maybe charge is a static value, and... But yeah, I guess we do have 8 mirrors powering that. Okay. Well, anyways, let's just kind of go with this. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the grinder. We are gonna blow up some diamonds, but first we need to make factorizations, auto crafting stuff, which is craft packets and craft packet stampers. The craft packets are kind of, you put the materials in a machine and bundle them up in pieces of paper, and then that paper goes on containing all of the ingredients for a recipe. To make those, this will go in the mod items. We don't need any more of that for now. We will later, though. Let's go ahead and see B genetic materials. What we need is a craft packet stamper and maker. So the maker is a piston, a crafting table, and some cobbles. The stamper is a piston, a crafting table, some cobbles, and some iron. Okay, so we take 2 crafting tables. We need to get some cobbles. Do we have any cobbles in our digging bag, or are we... We do not. Not you. You. You will take... No. You. In. Thank you. And now we will take the cobbles. I already had cobbles. Excellent. And we take some iron. Actually, we'll take this whole bit of iron there and use it to replenish the stores on our piston pile. 1, 2, 3. The rest of you go in there. 2 pistons. And let's make a craft packet maker. And stamper. So the maker and the stamper. Alright. We then are going to need to go get some paper. But we have... So the maker can go right there. Yep. And the stamper can just go next to it. Alright. Let's get some paper. I probably have a ton of paper upstairs, but that's okay. We'll just make our own fresh paper. Tastes better. Fresh from the garden. So... I'm also nervous to go check on the chickens right now. I hear them. All of their chickenness. And those cows are just thumping up a storm down there. Alright. And the watchdog is being a good watchdog. Look at that big old mess of chickens. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to do something about egg collection in there. It's a lot of eggs going to waste. Golems will be responsible for collecting eggs later. Not now. Let's see if that's gone up any. Have you gone up at all? You have not. I'm really confused by this. I wonder if I need to to have more mirrors to like overcome some kind of, I don't know, limit in the length of the wire that I ran? I'm not sure. Anyways, we need to make paper so we can have craft packets. And the craft packet we are actually going to make is the recipe for the grinder head. The grinder uses another motor, some more iron, some more lead, and then this diamond cutting head, which uses these diamond shards, which are only ever made by a recipe that isn't showing up in NEI. The recipe involves TNT, obsidian, and a diamond block. So we will get to that later. Let's go ahead and make the other stuff first. I think I will also use the rest of these 8 glass panes to make more mirrors. So let me do that. I'll do that off camera. Let's see. Actually, I guess that's all the silver I have on hand right now. I also need... Is that enough lead? That might not be enough... Oh, this might not be enough lead. Alright, well let's go ahead and just make a couple more mirrors then first. See if that charge level actually goes up. You are not silver? You are. There we go. Alright. We'll make the 6 more mirrors that we had room for and see if that makes any difference on the charge level. So you can go away. You there. You there. You there. And you... there. Alright. Now we have... spinning faster, because we've got 14 mirrors trained on it. Let's see if that charge meter should say 14, and sure enough that charge number is actually higher now. 38, and storage full. Okay, yeah, so it looks like maybe we just had to like overcome the resistance in the wire to push power all the way up to the battery. Interesting. See, yeah, there is a charge level that is slowly increasing somehow. I really don't understand how this works. It's a strange energy system, but that's okay. I'm only planning on using it to drive one machine. Yeah. So... lead. 26. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then plus 8 times 4 more. I need 36 lead. I have 31. I shouldn't have made that extra batch of wire. That would have made the difference. And we don't have any extra in here. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and pulverize up some more silver, because just like lead is a co-product of silver, or silver is a co-product of lead, lead is a co-product of silver. So let's go ahead and take and just go nuts pulverizing all of the silver that we can here. We won't actually cook it all, we will just crush it up. So I'm going to do that. So yeah, I am going to crush the silver. Here, let me see if is this any... Yeah, that number isn't going up. So I think charge is some kind of just potential along the wire, maybe. Not really sure. We'll turn that back off, and we will throw you, and you in there to be pulverized. And hopefully we'll get some lead out of all of that. If not, fine, we have a bunch of silver. But we need more lead. And I'm not really sure what to do other than that. Actually, you know what we can do is I'll set up the turtle to do another mining run. Let's go ahead and toss this tool in there because it's a weird tool that we don't need anymore. That silver can go in. Let's go ahead and toss the rest of this metal in there. Let's get started, because we have enough feathers now, probably, once we go butcher a bunch of chickens, haha, to make, to set up some mistcraft. I need another entrance to the chicken coop. Okay, how many chickens do I have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 adults, 8 adults, and 4 youths. I will kill 1, 2, 3, 4 adults. Fire sword insta-cooks meat. That's always fun. And I got 1 feather. I could really use more feathers than that. There we go. And most of those, you know what, let's toss a bunch of eggs in there also. Okay, 2 feathers. 2 feathers I can work with. Let's go ahead and throw all of those eggs in there. That should result in a couple of chickens. Just 1. Okay, whatever. Chickens need to happen a little bit faster. But with 2 feathers, I can pretend to start on mistcraft at least. First thing we need to do is we need to make a desk and a notebook, I guess. A desk is made out of this. It's a piece of ink and a feather and some wood. It looks kind of like a sad little desk on the item, but wait till we place it. It's not a sad little desk when we place it. It's not a desk at all when we place it. It's just a block of... it's bookshelf blocks. You can go in there. I don't need you anymore. And ink sacks. I know I killed several. Yeah. Alright, so we have ink. Feather. And an ink sac. And we get the little writing desk. The writing desk is what we use to kind of, hey, we're going to take all of these feathers. 4. That's a great number to work with. We're going to take all of those and squander each and every one of them on mistcraft. Hey, it didn't cook the chickens. I thought it cooked the chickens. That's really bizarre. Okay. So, 4 feathers. Oh, the other thing we need is a notebook. A notebook is kind of your thumb-o-nomicon for mistcraft. This is the book that keeps track of everything that you have discovered, all the different keywords that make your that make up the different ages, all of the descriptive words. So we have a bunch of paper now, because we were going to use some of those for the because we're going to make craft packets. We obviously didn't need that much. But okay, notebook and a writing desk 4 quills. Let's go ahead and also make 4 quills. I'm going to use that to make 4 random ages to try to learn some words. We're going to make some book stands, which are just dead simple, and we are going to want, let's make 6 of those book stands. Let's go ahead and actually take this wood back out. Get some sticks, because we're going to make 6 book stands. We're going to need a chest to store the thommy things in. That, and that, and that, and that, which actually gets placed. And these feathers. Okay. We are good to start poking our head through interdimensional portals and see what shows up. I will dump this out here. Factorization can live out here with red power. Because. And that paper belongs to it. I'm just not even going to check on the... Wait, it's going to be clogged. I need to empty it. Yeah. We got 5 lead out of it. See? Alright. We are actually going to get some out of that. And let's not take all of this silver and lead into these other worlds. It's bad enough that I'm going to actually go through the portals for the first time with all of my gear intact. Because I'm planning on, if there's a problem, coming straight back out. So as long as I can survive a few seconds in the other dimension, we'll be fine. And of course, provided the server doesn't crash. Alright, I think Thaumcraft will get, excuse me, not Thaumcraft, Mistcraft, will get its own little floor eventually, but for now, we're just going to stick it upstairs in the enchanting room. Look at that. It's another bookshelf-looking thing, but it's not a bookshelf, it's a writing desk. Go figure. And we plunk the notebook in this slot, and that notebook will record the words that describe any of these other books that we put into it. And then we will put that down there. Yeah. So let's actually, I guess it does have a crafting table top instead of a wooden plank top, but it's not really the kind of thing you notice. I sure had never noticed it. Let's get some of those books, like a whole mess of them. And yeah. So these books, what we need, the way Mistcraft works is you craft descriptive books. These books describe an alternate dimension called an age. Each of these ages is defined by an arbitrary number of random words that give it different abilities. Different, what's the word? Not abilities, but attributes. And so I'm going to make 4 descriptive books here. And they are literally just a book crafted with a feather. Kapow. And each one that's built is numbered. We're in age 1 right now, but 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to be these other dimensions. We don't know what those dimensions are. Now the other thing we need is we need a... I'm going to actually place it right there. We need linking books that will give us the portal home. I'm going to place... and linking book is literally made by just crafting a book with itself. And it links to wherever you are, wherever you're facing. So I'm going to make my linking book right here facing toward this book, which ideally is going to be the book that takes us to sort of our portal room world, a Nexus world that we will use to to sort of link out from there. So we're going to stick the age 2 book in there. We're not going to read the book yet, because we need to make a linking book. And actually, before I forget, I'm going to make 4 linking books. All of these are identical. All of these linking books come back to this exact same spot that I'm standing on. So now we can go through this portal. We have the linking book in hand. We'll click this to go through the portal. There's always a little bit of falling and craziness and who knows, as you go through the portal for the first time. And hopefully, kablam! Alright, it is nighttime. There is crystal right there. Wow. It's snowy. And the first... Okay, there's the debuff. Alright. I'm starving, it looks like. It looks like it's making me hungry, but it's not a bad hunger effect. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, hunger. Actually, hunger 3. Bam. So every second we spend in here is going to rapidly deplete our food bar. So we're just going to go back to the overworld. That was an interesting world. We're going to pull that book out, and we're going to go over to here and plop that book in. And these are going to populate into the notebook. So you'll notice it had tiny biomes, taiga hills, and frozen ocean. It had crystals, it had standard lighting, fast weather, eternal night, and standard terrain. But it also had a hunger effect, and we don't like that hunger effect. So that book is a book that we're probably never going to use again. Except that, you know, it did have the crystal in it. So that's nice. But we can make a better world for crystal. Alright. Let's use... Oops, not you. Actually, you notice how that was gray? We can't go through that book because it's going to the dimension we're already in. With some obscenely expensive stuff, you can actually change that and allow portals between worlds that you're in, and you can do things like have the books actually follow you. You'll notice how I don't have that link book anymore because it got consumed it's in that other age. It's left there forever. I'm going to leave it there as a way out of that world should I ever go back there. So let's do this again. Waiting, waiting, falling, twinkle stars. Sometimes the fall is much more interesting. This one's pretty tame. Okay then. This is... I see a creeper in the distance. Well, first things first, we're going to place up, and I'm hungry again. I'm going to be very, very put out if all of these ages wind up being identical because I created them at the same time. Nope, they're not identical. Okay, that's good. So back into the bookshelf, we will take the age 3 book and pop that in there. And what else did we learn? We learned Extreme Hills Edge, Temperate Rainforest, but still fast weather, eternal night, and standard terrain, standard lighting. I'm wondering if the time that I put them together did actually make some of those elements identical. I should eat another sandwich before I go in, because those few seconds spent in high hunger ages really did a number on me. Okay, book 4. Hey, yeah, see, sometimes it's more interesting to fall. Ow. Oh, goody. Poison weakness age and a checkerboard biome. Awesome. Ugh. Come on, poison. Thank you. Alright. You are grounded. But again, we learned more words. We learned checkerboard, frozen ocean, extreme jungle, red sunset, blue fog, chromatic fog, black fog, standard lighting, normal weather, eternal dusk, and standard terrain. And when we write a book, see, should we choose to, instead of using... See, when I place this book 5 here, I could instead write words and add stuff to the definition and go through and compose. We probably have enough to actually make standard lighting. We leave that alone. See, we have no crystals. We do standard terrain. See, right now I don't want eternal dusk or eternal night. And I would do normal weather to try to make something stable. And then we pick 3 or so biomes and call it good. But I want random keywords. So we are going to get random keywords. Let's plunk that last book down and go through and see what we get. A green fall to a black fall. Is it the world green up there? We fell through the sun, apparently. If the world is always at noon, I'm not going to complain. I'm in a tree. There's glowstone just randomly in the world. There's a green haze. I'm probably... What is the status effect? Mining fatigue. That's something that I can deal with. It just makes mining slower. This is a world that, while obnoxious to some extent... Meow. There's kitties. I heard kitty cats. There's bees. Meow. But there's also a monkey load of glowstone. Meow. Meow. Oh, the poor cats are suffering the mining fatigue effect too. See how slow it is to break that glowstone? Normally glowstone with a pick of this strength would just shatter like butter. So this is not a good world to go mining by hand in. But otherwise, that's the only negative effect. So we are definitely going to take all of this glowstone. This world looks like it's, despite that negative status effect, something of a winner. I was talking to some forestry people yesterday, today, earlier, about my woes getting bootstrapped because, you know, I'm in a humid biome. And one of the answers that came up was, well, do you have Mistcraft? And yeah, I have Mistcraft. 47 glowstone blocks. Plus, there's going to be, these things are going to be everywhere around here. What is that? I guess that's probably cotton. I guess with the debuff, it is kind of hard to see. Whoa, before I go anywhere, I need to save a waypoint. Because that would be bad. Huh. Let's go this way. It's an egg of some sort. What kind of egg was it? A fish egg. A fish laid an egg up on that sand. But there's... With the fatigue effect, you can see the fish. That's pretty funny. You know, this might not be a terrible place to breed bees. If I stick a chunk loader out here, at least. Because we have a good supply of multiple kinds of trees. All of these glowstone pillars just shine on the map. So far, though, it's... Wait. What is that? That better just be a chunk loading weirdness. Yeah, okay, it is. It's just being slow to load these chunks out this far. Yeah. The green haze is a little bit strange. But with the shallow ponds, this makes it a good place for clay. This is a good place. I mean, obviously, this is the go-to place for glowstone from here on out. Any glowstone I ever possibly need. Plus, it's a nice, flat, temperate biome. This is the kind of place that would have made a decent home if it weren't for the debuff. Because I just clear-cut a good section and call it good. And I've also noticed that it's still light out. We got some meadows bees. We'll probably find some forest bees too. But yeah. Undead horse. So I think, for what it's worth, this is our Nexus world. If we do any mining out here, it can be auto mining. We can use a machine to do it. So poof. Let's go back. Let's read this book for its attributes. Let's see, what did we have? We had glowstone crystals, chromatic fog, green fog. Villages. There are villages out there. Poor villagers. Eternal day and slow weather. Yeah, that's not a bad world. What we're actually going to do is we're going to stick this in here, and we are going to call this world Nexus. We can rename it in there. I don't think I can write words, so... But what was it? It was only forest. Single biome dimension. That's part of why. But I'm going to leave on that bookshelf that book. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and leave it on there for now. Normally, I don't like using the descriptive books to link. I like using linking books. What we'd do is we'd go over there, we'd create another link book. But we have one other of these book stands. We actually need to make one more. I'm going to use that Nexus to set up some portal on this world. I think what I'm going to do is way out there, 800 meters away in the savannah, next to that other that village with the village that I couldn't film in. I'm going to out that direction set up a just kind of a secondary base of operations, because it's such a different area with different stuff availability. But let's see here. We're running out of time. I want to see if we have enough to try to finish making that grinder. Got tons and tons and tons of silver, because we pulverized tons of silver, and we got a decent amount of lead out of that. So it looks like we got something like 1 in 10. And hey, we have more silver than we know what to do with for now. Silver, lead. We have no other lead. Okay, let's cook this lead up. Let's also put... You know what? You can go in there. They're almost like an ore. Pop that lead in. Cook it up. And let's make that battery. Okay, let's go ahead and get those things back out. So we need the iron. Oh, I need to pick up that... I guess I need to pick that that battery up again to charge things with. Let's get iron. So let's see. Did that keep its charge? It did! I love when stuff like that works. Okay, We also need a crafting table visible out here. That's kind of ridiculous that I haven't made one out here yet. Do I have the wood? I don't have the wood. We'll get the wood. We'll make the crafting table instead of going inside. Just kidding. Wait, yes, no. No, we've made crafting tables. We need not make any more crafting tables. But yeah, mining fatigue. Of all of the negative status effects, that's the one I want to have. 43, excellent, because we needed, what, 36, I think it was? So that'll be good. Go ahead and place this next to the craft packet maker. We'll take this wire out. So, with an electrical charge running in a ring around a piece of metal, we magnetize it. Poof. And that makes us the... Those are so not what I was looking for. Uses. That makes us the magnet for our motor. The other thing we need is these insulated coils. So the recipe for the coil is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But first we need to make the clay. So clay blocks, and now we can get those coils. Magnet, iron, iron, lead, lead, coil, 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 coil. I can't believe I remembered that. Okay, so we have a motor, and we have again that battery that we'll just place down to get charged back up again. But uses for that are, we need more lead and iron and that diamond cutting head. The diamond cutting head is diamond shards surrounding an iron ingot. The way we make that diamond, those diamond shards, is by blowing up in the craft packet stamper this diamond block that I've been hoarding. We need gunpowder. We need obsidian. We need sand because we're making TNT. I believe the recipe. Look at that. Full thing of sand. I believe the recipe is 4 pieces of it's a diamond here, obsidian in the corners, and 4 TNT, like that, I think. So, and of course the sand went into my digger bag. Let's go ahead and get my digger bag out, and make some TNT. I probably rotated it. Yeah, it's the other way around. It's more gunpowder than sand. For TNT. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and try to figure out how to make this craft packet stuff work. So, first things first, what we do is we take paper, put it in the paper slot, and this is the input slot, and we select the spots that we want to use, and that consumed those and said, okay, 4 obsidian makes a craft packet with 4 obsidian in the corners. And I said, good. We'll take that out. We will then select here with the TNT. We'll put this craft packet in there and put the TNT in there. Plunk. And now we have obsidian and TNT in that craft packet. I'm not entirely sure how to really automate this. It's for piping things in complicated recipes. But it seems to sort of work. And now the final piece of the puzzle, that center block, gets to be diamond. And it turned blue. Blue means it's something that you can stick in the maker and it will actually make something for you. You'll notice the block of diamond, the obsidian, and the TNT are all gone, consumed by this process. So if we go in here, we stick this in there, kaboom, 18 diamond shards. Ouch. Okay. Let's go ahead and make that diamond cutting head. With that. Then uses for this, I believe it's just a case of, yeah, it's a motor, a cutting head, 5 iron, and 2 lead. So 2 more lead, 5 iron, the cutting head, and a motor. And we can switch these in the recipe, it doesn't matter. And we've made the grinder. And I'm just going to stick the grinder, I wonder if I can just place it right on top of the battery. I don't know if it's getting charged or not. I should probably test it to see. And obviously if we need more juice, we need more juice. I don't plan on using this terribly often because by itself it's not... Well, actually I am going to use it quite a bit. But it's only going to be useful for things that I picked up via Silk Touch. Okay, I'm not actually getting... It shows 11 conductors, though. It shows 11 things on the link. So I think maybe we are good. So let's go ahead and actually sleep through the night so we have the sunshine on us. And what we're going to do is throw the diamond ore block in the grinder and see what we get. I have 2 diamond ore blocks left. This should get me 4, possibly 5 diamonds out of these 2 blocks. And then from then on, I don't know if it's worth... Oh, it is. Okay, you see how it's spinning up? As it spins up and spins up and spins up, it starts to make grinding progress. So let's see what this is doing to the battery. It's using quite a bit of the battery's power, but kablam, 2 diamonds. Alright, so this will work. This was an upfront investment of diamonds to make the diamond output higher for things that I find in the wild. And hey, 4 diamonds. So that works. Let's go ahead and see how fast this charges back up again. And see it slowed all the way back down. But we can use this for our lapis, our redstone, all of those things that don't... what's it called again? Things like this, redstone ore, coal ore. I mean, this coal ore here, this, if we look at the uses for it, if we take coal ore and we cook it, we get 1 coal. If we pulverize it, we get 1 coal. If we cook in the furnace, we get, we get 1 no matter which way. Except if we process it in the grinder, we get 3.5 coal out of it. So the grinder is the most efficient way of getting things out of those kind of blocks. There are like 3 other steps which involve like washing in a vat of acid and some other stuff that I really, really don't want to deal with right now, that eventually can give you 3 times the output from your, what's it called again? 3 times the output of your just metals at least your basic forge metals, the ones factorization knows about. So we should be getting 3 or 4 coal per unit processed here. And yep, 3 coal. So that's a lot more efficient, and I mean, it's just going to run, and it's on renewable energy, so I really don't care how slow it runs on a lot of these things, because whatever, it's just running. So yeah, we got our red power and factorization open air room. We've got our dirt, and we really need to do something about this coke oven. We also need to do something about all of that oil in the ground that we're not using. I think I should do something about one of those. How are these chickens doing? Other than being all adults and having all laid eggs. I'm going to go get a batch of seeds. We will feed that to the chickens and call it an episode, because they probably consumed all of those seeds. It's still going. How's the charger? Fully charged. I don't get this at all. None of these numbers make any sense. How are you doing? You're clearly working. Okay. Whatever. Your magic voodoo energy. You do something. I got seeds. I got 32 seeds. I should check how these are doing. Yeah, those are still doing fine. We're going to need to... Yeah, I think bees are a major priority very soon, because there's a lot of things that I want to do that require products that are either only available via bees or best available via bees. Yeah. Oh, you think you're going to get fed? Well, you're right, but I'm not going to feed you by hand. What is this, Harvest Moon? No, you're going to sit back and I'm just going to turn the breeding machine on. Come on, chickens. Make more chickens. Somebody else? Thank you. Okay, those two can pair off. One baby chicken. Come on, I saw a group of 4 last time. You can do better than that. Anybody? Anybody? I like how that it's got a pretty long timer on when it fires off. That just feels right. Yeah, we so need golems. So the feathers from these guys are going to make a... Hello. Oh, you two found each other. 2 chickens! Alright, yeah. So this is great. So they are definitely making with the baby chickens. I will go and kill off like 8 of them every shot. We need a bunch of feathers for the unified thaumic field theory. Or, excuse me, not for that. We had enough of that, I thought. Where am I? Okay, not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. We are done for today. My name is Allaryin. This has been episode 16 of My Life Without Industrial Craft. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.